When I walked into the 2007 movie There Will Be Blood, I was excited. When I walked out, I was angry. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't the concept of men fighting over a lubricant that irked me. I've seen Brokeback Mountain. I understand the need. It was the title. The movie wasn't actually about blood. It was about oil. So I decided to write my own, more appropriately titled movie about oil. And a good movie needs good research. As I found out from CNN of November 12, 2008, Americans love cheap oil. Who knew? We crave it. We love it. We send it text messages like, hey, what's up? I love that you used to be a dinosaur. And according to CNN, billionaire oil man T. Boone Pickens suspended the most massive wind power project in history because gas prices dropped from $4 to $2. Americans suffer from a cheap oil mentality. The belief that a mythical substance running underground can light our streets, heat our homes, power our cars, and never run out, nor go up in price. Ever. It's like Harry Potter took Edward Cullen and Charlie the Unicorn and put them in a big blender with the Fountain of Youth, and then used that to make cars go. Today, by filling up our cars with the cause of this mindset, fossilizing the fuels of effects, and driving towards solutions, let's together change the worst mentality America has had since the obligatory preview pun. There Will Be Blood was nominated for 6 Oscars and won 2 more. If I had written it, it would have been called There Will Be Causes and had 2 subtitles: How We Purchase Gasoline and Historical Perspectives on Oil Prices. And it still would have won 2 Oscars. According to Market Watch from August 1st, 2008, prices of virtually every good jumped higher than a chihuahua on meth last summer, yet the public focused on oil as if it were the Obama puppy. Behavioral economist Dan Early explains how the gas purchase process creates this mindset. In his July 17, 2008 New York Times article, he states he doesn't spend 5 minutes every week staring at yogurt prices. Well, neither do I. Yogurt sucks. But when we purchase gasoline, we do nothing but stare at the price go up and up and up and up and up and up until our brain feels like it's about to explode. Whereas experiences with yogurt are rarely that exciting. Second, Americans think cheap oil is the norm. InflationData.com from January 8, 2009 shows since the beginning of time, or 1946, there have only ever been 2 aberrations in oil prices. Once in 1979, once in 2008. And unless you remember the 70s, and let's face it, who really remembers the 70s? Oil has only ever peaked once. So high gas prices are viewed as different. And we all know how well Americans like things that are different. So high gas prices become stigmatized. Between oil's uniqueness and America not being used to high gas prices, we see how the mindset evolved. There Will Be Blood failed to get the nomination for Best Special Effects, but my movie won't. That's because my movie has bitchin' effects, including price reduction as a goal and complacency that make us go, ooh, ah, and oh crap, we need alternative fuels. First, the price of gasoline, not energy independence, has become our national goal. When America started suffering from cheap oil detox tremors this past summer, the New York Times reported on July 17, 2008, that offshore drilling was seen as the solution to the energy crisis. Yeah, more oil will stop the tremors. Giving an addict crack in a Pez dispenser will stop the tremors too. It's like trying to fight the war on drugs with cheaper heroin. There are viable ways to get off oil. Gas taxes, green technology, alternative fuels. Unfortunately, our leaders would rather jump in bed with hookers than real solutions. In his 2008 book, Hot, Flat, and Crowded, Thomas Friedman states the word that most often modifies green revolution is easy. He goes on to state, that's not a revolution, that's a party. Well, I don't know what kind of lame-ass parties Thomas Friedman's been going to, but the last party I was at didn't have high-tech solar panels. Midget strippers, yes. Wind turbines, no. As Forbes so eloquently explains on July 7, 2008, there is no silver bullet to solve high gas prices. Yeah, because shooting high gas prices would just make them angry. Second, When the price of oil goes down, so does America's give a crap-o-meter. According to the Hindu, the newspaper, not the speaker, on December 29th, 2008, lower energy prices leads to complacency, making projects such as environmentalism or energy independence, like water conservation during a flood. People already don't like it. The timing is ridiculous, and if you keep talking, you're going overboard. We cannot let lower energy prices make us complacent, or years from now, we will pine for $4 gasoline. And for anyone who thinks the decrease in energy prices means we no longer have to talk energy policy, you're not helping. You're part of the problem. So stop being a jackass. And let's talk solutions. Spoiler alert, There Will Be Blood concludes with blood. My speech concludes with solutions. Starring anger, trusty sidekick, high gas price benefits, and love interest, the gas tax twins. First, the cheap oil mentality is dangerous because it causes complacency. So, America, stay angry. Remember when gasoline went from $3 to $3.29 to $3.89 to $4 a gallon? We were furious. It was awesome. Legislators began examining the effects of oil speculation. T. Boone Pickens, an oil man, started a wind farm. We were making oil out of everything from corn to algae to turkey guts. We were going to show those foreigners. Anger is America's energy beer goggles. With it, we can do anything. So to stay angry, consider the following. According to presidents, advisors, economists, and environmentalists, and anyone with a functioning brainstem who has considered cheap oil for more than 10 minutes, gasoline in the United States has become an addiction. It makes us vulnerable to international and market forces we can't begin to comprehend, let alone control. It harms our national security, world economy, and global environment. Unfortunately, anger and oil don't make for a great combination. Just ask, the Middle East. But according to Time Magazine's July 2nd, 2008 article, 10 Things to Like About $4 Gas, there are 10 things to like about $4 gas, including less pollution, cheaper insurance, less traffic. It's time we start paying for all the effects of gasoline. The good ones, like transportation and heating, to the bad ones, like pollution, suburbia, and dead baby, seals. Consider this. According to Harvard economics professor N. Gregory Mankiw in a May 8, 2008 speech, over 65% of PhD economists surveyed support a higher gas tax. The other 35% drive Hummers. Energy Tribune reported on December 22, 2008, that the British pay $3.18 after conversion in tax alone, with representation. A gas tax can solve anything. The cheap oil mentality, complacency, scorching case of herpes. You don't know. According to Charles Krauthammer, Fox News correspondent, political analyst, and a man with the most intimidating name I've ever heard, in a June 6, 2008 Real Clear Politics article, you want more fuel-efficient cars? Don't regulate, don't mandate, don't scold. Do one thing. Hike the cost of gasoline until you find the price point. A price of gasoline that forces us to change our behavior. Because when we think cheap oil is a right, not a privilege, we're like Rush Limbaugh at a painkiller buffet. We can't control ourselves. So, the new movie turned out great. I've got Will Smith and his giant ears as Barack Obama to explain to the people the causes, effects, and solutions of the cheap oil mentality. And don't worry, it's not a slasher flick, more like a situational economy.